Alright, today I'm going to be installing some tow mirrors on my new, well, it's not new, it's a 2016 Ram 2500. It came without tow mirrors. It came with the standard mirrors, these right here. And we got the truck specifically to tow our RV with, our travel trailer. And I have a hard time seeing down the side of it. So I ordered a set of these tow mirrors. The boys call them moose mirrors. But I'm going to be putting these on my truck today. And it's actually extremely simple. Now, I bought these mirrors off of eBay. I think I paid $140 for them. That was with free shipping. They don't have the turn signal in the glass, but they're power, and they have the defrost option on them. They also have the puddle lights underneath of them, and they have the exterior turn signal on the mirror housing. Now, my truck did not have the puddle lights or the external turn signal on the mirror housing. So the truck has the plug for those, but because this truck didn't have that accessory on it, it's not turned on. So from my understanding, I'm gonna have to take it to a Dodge Ram dealer, which there's one not far from me, and they will actually hook up to the computer and they can turn those on. They're not turned on because of the fact that this truck didn't come from the factory with them on. So after I install these, I'm actually going to take it to Dodge and see if that's actually easily done, and if it is, I'll let everyone know. But I'm going to show y'all the little bit of work it takes to actually change these out. It's not very hard. Okay, let's start off with the tools you're going to need. You're going to need a T20 star bit driver or socket. You're going to need a knife or a very small screwdriver. You're going to need a 10mm socket or a wrench if you don't have a socket. And you're going to need a Phillips bit driver. Okay. Very simple. The first thing you're going to do is this door panel has, see this hole right here? It has fasteners, and they look like T20 screws. Oh, I dropped one. Okay, they look like they are T20 screws, but they're little plastic fasteners that appear to be screws. They actually have this little insert that goes into the hole. Goes into the hole there, and you can see the hole in the sheet metal in the door. It goes through that door. Then the little fastener with the T20 bit goes into it and spreads it to hold it in place. When you go to remove them, I found that there's 6 of them all the way around. They're all the way around the edge of the door panel. And I found that they all pretty much came out just using the T20 driver. I had one of them that I had to take my knife and pry behind it to get it to come out of the little keeper. After you take them out, you need to remove the keepers. Try not to lose them because they are reusable. They're not trash. Once you get them out, then right here behind the door panel, or behind the door handle, there's this little somewhat round shaped plastic disc. Take your little screwdriver, your knife, and pry it open, and there'll be a Phillips screw in there. And this is the Phillips screw. You take that screw out. That is all that is holding that door panel on. At that point, then the door panel will come off, and it comes off quite easily. The only thing that's holding it on is this handle right here. It is slipped over this. You have this little insert here that goes over top of the door lock, like so. I took it off. But all you got to do is pick up on the door panel, take it off of that lock, and then slip it ahead off of that door handle. Now, there are wires attached to the window controls and power mirror controls and locking controls. If you will just gently set that down, if you'll see, the wiring harness is supported right there, and mine had no problem hanging. If you want you can actually disconnect the wires right here underneath of that switch. That way it's not hanging on it. But the door panel is not very heavy. Next step you've got is, because I didn't have tow mirrors, I have just this one wire. And it was plugged into right here, okay? And then it's got these little keepers. This keeper here that pops out of right there. And then it was taped onto this keeper here. I just cut the tape on it. Then you have these 3 studs that have 10mm nuts on it. You take the 10mm nuts off, and then, oh, you know what, before you get to that, I forgot to tell you. I should have told you. You have this little piece here before you take the door panel off. This piece here is just held on by these 2 little snap clips. If you'll just grab a hold of it and apply a little pressure to it, it pops off. And then you can take the door panel off. Once you've got the nuts off, then you just pick it up and work it out like so. And the wire will come up and through. And then your mirror's off. And then you can install your new mirror. Now, like I said, I bought these mirrors on eBay. And just like everything else on eBay, when you pay a cheap price for stuff, you sometimes get cheap quality stuff. Sometimes you get stuff that's damaged. And I have, on both of these mirrors, this stud right here is bent. On both mirrors, the right and the left, it's bent. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to reuse these mirrors, so I'm going to take a stud out of each one of those mirrors and replace the one that's bent. And it should work just fine. Okay.
Okay, it's recording. It's blinking.
All right. Here we go. We got our new mirror. I changed out the stud. Put the stud from the original factory mirror. I also used the foam from the original factory mirror because I thought it was a better quality foam. And now you notice this mirror has the black connector, but it also has the white connector. And the white connector is for the puddle lights and the turn signal light. So you got the turn signal light here and the puddle lights right here. First time I heard puddle lights mentioned was Will when he put puddle lights on his Scout.
Just American flag puddle lights.
Yeah, you know, I've lived all this time in my life without having puddle lights on a vehicle. I figured I could go the rest of my life without puddle lights on a vehicle, but now I've got them.
They're kind of neat.
And now that I've got them, I'm going to have them turned on. So, let's put this on the door. Alright, so you feed your wires back to the hole. You know, that's dirty around there. I probably should clean that.
Yeah, it'll be alright. Nobody will see it.
Clay, can you come over here and hold the end of this mirror? Because this mirror,
oh, yeah, it's so long.
This mirror is heavier than the other one. It won't sit in the hole. The other one would sit in the hole just fine. All right, let me get the nuts here.
Yeah.
Alright, I got it.
I can tell you this much. These mirrors make a big difference on the dually.
Come on around.
Seeing past the skirts on the...
Alright, so I got the 3 nuts installed on this. They're not tightened down yet. But I have got them on. And the studs on this mirror are much longer than the factory mirrors. You see this factory one here. Can you come in on this, Clay?
Yeah, let me see if I can get closer.
You see this factory one here doesn't stick out of the stud quite like the ones on that mirror. But I think once I tighten it, it'll be okay. Now, got to run these down here and plug them in. There's 4 ports here total. You have a purple connector, a white connector, then the black connector is going to go in, then the white connector again. So let's put the black connector in. That's going to give us power to our mirror. And then this white connector is going to be for the turn signal and the puddle lights. Which again, it will not work on this truck right now. But I will make it work. I'm going to take it back to Dodge and have them make it work. I'm going to get some electrical tape to put around this to hold that on. Or some little zip ties.
Yeah, good luck finding some
push
tape.
Okay. So right here, what I did was I installed 2 wire ties and just trimmed them short. The wire has the natural flow for here. I don't have a keeper to go on that wire to put into that hole like the factory one was, but it looks like to me it's going to sit just fine. So I'm just going to leave that like that. But I would, if you're putting these in, I would at least use some electrical tape or get some wire ties and reattach them to that clip there. We'll put the door panel back on. Alright, so when you go to put this door panel back on, the one guy that I watched in his video, he didn't talk about the fact that the keepers that go in these little holes right here are not the only things that hold the door panel on. This door panel has places like this little clip here, this little pocket right here, this pocket down here, and you've got pieces like this on the inside of the door panel, like this one here that clips into here, and the same thing on this side over here that go into here. And you've got to get the door panel to set into those in order to get the fasteners back in it. Okay, so I've got the door panel reinstalled. I've got the truck on, and push left on the mirror, and the mirror works. All right, now the door's open. So the interior lights are on. So if the puddle lights were working, then the puddle lights would be on. And they are not on. So let's do the turn signal. Do the left turn signal, which, see it blinking on the truck, but it's not blinking on this mirror. So those 2 options are not going to work on this. You don't have to get them turned on if you don't want to, but I've got them, so it's going to bother me if they're not working, so I'm going to get them turned on. Alright, so here's that mirror. That's the tow mirrors. And here's that mirror. That's the factory mirror that comes. It's not a tow mirror. So I've got to replace this one. It's getting kind of dark, but I'm going to go ahead and replace it tonight. It doesn't take very long to do it. And these are the mirrors that flip up. The boys call them moose mirrors. They do not extend out any further. I'm not sure I'd want them to extend out any further because they stick out past the truck quite a ways. But they do have a blind spot mirror that is adjustable. Is it? Yeah, it's adjustable by hand. It's a manual adjustment. And then you have the regular mirror that is adjusted electronically. And it's also, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's the heated mirror also, just like the factory one that I had. So when you turn the defrost on, it'll heat the glass up, and if there's any ice on it, it'll melt off. And that's it. I got one more to go. I gotta hurry up before it gets dark. Alright. Both mirrors are installed now. And that's with them up. They stick out quite a ways from the truck. They look just like those mirrors. Now the thing that I really liked about these mirrors is with this one up, I push the L for left, it lights up. And if I want to move the glass left, it'll move left, right, up, or down. If you tilt the mirror down, like so, it takes a little bit. Alright, now you would think that the controls would be opposite. But if I go left, mirror goes left. Go right, mirror goes right. Up and down. The mirror knows if it's standing up or if it's down, and it adjusts for your controls. I thought that was pretty cool. Now on this truck, That's both the tow mirrors. Now I just have a single wheel. It's a 3/4 ton. But now on Clay's dually, you can see that mirror comes right out to the edge of that dually fender. So when I'm pulling my travel trailer, those mirrors should be out to the edge of the travel trailer. But driving around without the travel trailer, those mirrors stick out quite a ways.